Buying a laptop sounds simple until you realize how easy it is to get tricked or mistaken into something that looks powerful on paper but feels slow in real life. A lot of us focus on brand names or labels like Core i7 or gaming laptop without understanding what those actually mean. So instead of guessing, here's what actually matters when choosing a laptop and how to avoid the common traps. First, the processor and generation. The processor is basically the brain of your laptop, and this is where most people get confused. Different brands use different naming systems. On many laptops, you'll see tiers like entry-level, mid-range, and high-end processors. Entry-level chips are fine for basic tasks like browsing and watching videos. Mid-range processors are the sweet spot for most people, handling multitasking and everyday work smoothly. And high-end processors are built for heavy tasks like editing, gaming, or demanding software. When it comes to processors, you'll mostly see three brands: Intel, AMD, or Apple's M series. All are good, so don't stress too much about choosing between them. What actually matters is the tier of the processor. On Intel, for example, you'll see names like i3, i5, i7, and i9. The higher you go, the better the performance. But here's the part most people miss. The generation of the processor matters just as much, if not more, than the tier itself. A newer mid-range processor can easily outperform an older high-end one. For example, a modern i5 from a recent generation can beat an older i7 in both speed and efficiency. And the same logic applies across all brands, so don't just chase names. Third is RAM, where your laptop's responsiveness comes from, especially when multitasking. In the past, 8 GB was considered enough, but today it's quickly becoming the bare minimum. If you open multiple tabs, run apps in the background, or do anything beyond basic tasks, 8 GB will start to feel limiting. For that reason, it is recommended that you find one that has 8 or more gigabytes of RAM so that you get smooth performance. The fourth necessity is storage, which is one of the biggest factors that affects not only the amount of space you get, but also how fast your laptop feels on a daily basis. This is where you need to be careful because many cheaper laptops still use HDDs, which are extremely slow by today's standards. Even if everything else is good, an HDD will make the entire system feel outdated. What you want is an SSD, and ideally an NVMe SSD, which is significantly faster. This affects everything from boot time to opening apps and transferring files. Also, you need to make sure the storage space is enough for what you're planning to do with the laptop. If you will game on it, it should have much more space to store your games. Fifth is battery life, which is another area where expectations don't always match reality. Laptop brands often advertise battery life under ideal conditions, which don't reflect real-world usage. Things like brightness, background apps, and internet usage drain battery much faster than those test scenarios. Sixth, display. The display is something people underestimate, even though it's what you interact with constantly. Resolution is the first thing to check, and Full HD should be the minimum in 2026. But beyond that, the panel type makes a huge difference. OLED or IPS panels offer better colors and viewing angles compared to older TN panels, which often look washed out. Brightness also matters, especially if you plan to use the laptop outdoors or in well-lit environments. A poor display can make even a powerful laptop feel like a bad experience. Seventh, graphics performance. It's only important depending on what you plan to do. For everyday tasks, integrated graphics are completely fine, but if you're into gaming, video editing, or 3D work, you'll need a dedicated graphics card. This is where many people either overspend or underspend. Eighth, build quality and cooling, which are things you don't notice immediately, but they matter a lot over time. A laptop with poor cooling will overheat, and when that happens, performance drops, no matter how powerful the components are. Finally, it might seem minor, but ports and connectivity also matter. Some modern laptops remove essential ports in favor of thinner designs, which can be frustrating. Before buying, check if it has the ports you regularly use, whether it's USB-A, USB-C, HDMI, or even a headphone jack. If memorizing all this is a bit hard for you, don't worry, since I'm uploading a video recommending best laptops, whether you're a gamer, student, video editor, or casual user. So make sure to hit the follow button and comment below what kind of laptop you want featured. If the video was useful, don't forget to give it a like.